I have a dream that there, and I know in my heart and my soul that there is a cure for cancer without any invasive treatment, without any poisoning and chemotherapy, without all the disgusting, horrendous, sickening that you have to go through to maybe be cured or maybe come out a totally different person. I have cancer, and as far as I know, it's quite advanced, and I wish to treat it with alternative therapy. I want to treat myself with vibrational frequency. And as everybody knows, you know who Tesla is because of the car. The man was a genius, and he was born way before his time. And he had a cure for cancer 100 years ago. And it was proven. He was up for the Nobel Peace Prize. And then all of a sudden, the powers that be, as they call them, those that want the money, the greedy fat cats, decided that if there was a cure, they wasn't going to make money from all the medication and the pharmaceutical rubbish that they give to people, give you more poison. When I went to hospital a few weeks ago, the specialist was absolutely nearly fell off his chair when I said, no, I'm not having anything. And he said, but you have to do it all. I'm the specialist, I know. And I said, yeah, but you're the specialist who has read books. I'm the specialist on me. It's my life and my body. And I know what I know, and I believe what I believe. Everyone's allowed to have their own beliefs. But my belief, I am gambling with my life. And I believe it so much that they want to take me in and mutilate my body and put me through courses of poison, when there's enough poison in the air that they're spraying, and in the food that they're growing and giving to you, in the ground, the aluminium that's in there, that I could go on forever about all the poisons that they're putting into you, without the fact that with the vaccination, I believe, this is my belief, that they are playing with genetics, and they were giving you viruses. Now, if anybody that watches the TV, I don't have one, but there's an advert, Domestos kills all known germs and viruses, dead, well, 99.9%. So you don't need a vaccine, go and get a bottle of Domestos. But Domestos isn't going to cure my cancer, unfortunately. But I 100% believe that with vibrational frequencies, I can cure myself. And if it works for me, it works for everybody. And I know that they're already using it on young children with leukemia. They've started to use that. And everybody who listens to music, was nobody in the world, because I've never heard music, whether it's songs from the radio or your CDs or the devices you have now, whether it's birds singing, frogs croaking, crickets in the summer, whatever it is, the sound of the world, the sound of the universe, the complete vibrational frequency, but everything is in tune and we are all connected. That is the cure, and it's the answer to the world's problems, I believe. If we all play the drum to the same beat, then what is there to fall out about? Music speaks in any language. You don't have to speak language to understand the music. As Bob Marley said, you got to get up and stand up for your rights. Now, my right is to do what I need to do, what I believe will cure myself, and even just the power of mind, without anything else, you can cure yourself. But you have to be very spiritual and very strict with yourself, and I've never been quite good at that. I've always been, people would say the black sheep. Well, I don't say the black sheep, because I'm just not a sheep. I've never followed anyone, doesn't matter what colour they are. I followed myself, my heart and me. And if I was going to be any colour, I would be a rainbow. I'd be multicoloured because, like a diamond, I have a sparkle, and then in some lights I'm just white or blue or red or purple or, whatever it is. And music, everybody knows that you have different types of music for different types of mood. And music does make you feel good. Whether it's opera or, I said, any sound that makes you happy is doing you good. And as the scientists know, that when you play music, it changes the molecular structure, I think I'm getting that right, of your cells, or it's crystals, whatever it is, it changes that, and it changes it into crystals, different shapes. They've already tested this, with water, and they tried it with rock music to opera to classical, and each type of music makes a different type of crystal or shape, like a snowflake. And every snowflake is unique, as everybody knows. Some things that you were taught at school were actually true. It wasn't all propaganda. And anyone with half a brain can read between the lines. And I've spent my life reading between the lines. And as one of the outcomes of that is that I don't want to live in a house. I don't want to live on an estate. I don't want to live with people. I just want to be me and at one with nature, with the animals and the plants and the trees and the sky, the sunrises and the sunsets and the moon and the stars and the storms and the rain and the whole thing. That just that being free, being able to open my door and see sky. If I open my curtains here, all I see is other people in their room. I don't want to watch people in the front. I don't want to see them get out of the bath. I don't want to hear drunks all night long and boy racers screaming up and down and people fighting. I don't want the toxic and negative vibes. And again, we're back to vibes, vibration. Vibes are vibes. Whether it's good vibes or bad vibes. Vibes, everybody picks up on them. Whether it's right at the last minute when somebody's just murdering you, you get the vibe that things are not good. Or you walk into a surprise party and you're elated. Or the door knocks and there's, on Valentine's Day, there's a big bunch of roses and a card. And maybe even from a secret admirer. Some people might not like it, so you get a bad vibe because it's a bit creepy. Somebody you don't know. Or some people might be totally intrigued and think, so there may be somebody for me. There may be that soulmate, that twin flame. And I think mine's in Australia, because when we were travelling around the world, I think we were in different places. But back to the subject, so I want to make this short. I want to open a alternative healing area, and I've wanted to do it for a long time. I've always believed in alternative medicines. When I was younger, it wasn't really accepted, and people would say I was a witch. And then as I get older, they say, oh, you're a gypsy. No, I wasn't born a gypsy. But I do have that sort of blood. But my blood is unique, because I'm me. I'm not an anybody or anything apart from a me. And this me feels that I'm being given a death sentence because I've been put into essentially what I feel is a prison cell for a crime I haven't committed. When I have a caravan that has been, it's beyond repair, thanks to my aggressive and very unpleasant ex-partner, who now he's moved on. There was no sale, therefore there's no receipt, so there is no refunds. And if there was refunds, your time's up. Your 30 days are over, and you've got no chance. You have to keep it. And my 30 days are over with this cancer. My time's running out. It is short. So I'm appealing to everybody, to anyone who has even slightly thought that. Because here I am, I'm gambling with my life. And I am using myself as a guinea pig with something that I believe with my whole being, my complete essence, that I can cure myself. I'm not sure that maybe I might have left it too late because the powers that be can't allow me to have a dry, warm home on a bit of land that I was being taken to court for. The court case was dropped. The company went to liquidation. And if the multi-millionaires that own the estate couldn't take over that case and take me to court and get me out, then I must be allowed to stay. As soon as I didn't move myself there, the caravan was moved there by the firm that was trying to take me to court to pretend that they didn't know me and that they didn't do it. So I didn't commit a crime, so therefore I don't belong in this cell with aggressive, it's like being in a zoo. There's all different animals, all caged and put together. And obviously, lions and tigers and whatever, they're not going to get on. Most of the time they don't get on. And they're watching each other, waiting for a chance to pounce or, to steal their children or take their partner. Or just wipe their complete bloodline out because they're going to kill all the children, a bit like Herod, so they can get into power. And so I have to stop. It looks like the council are going to welch on their offer. I haven't claimed housing benefit for years because I've had my own home. I've been off-grid, so therefore I've had no facilities, no anything. Even though I'm completely entitled to them, the law is, and the law says, but the law just doesn't do. It must be my human right as a British citizen, as a local in this area, and a proper local, that I must be within my right to live in my own area for my own town, in a place of my choice. Because I'm sure that if somebody came along to you and said, oh, sorry, you can't live in that house, you've got to live in that shoebox. Or you can't live in a shoebox, you've got to live in the park with no cover. You'd be a bit upset. Because they're still trying to manipulate you, control you, with whatever it is. And even though most of them don't even realise they're doing it, they're just doing their job, reading from a book or a script. Well, I didn't write a bit, and I didn't read the script. So I can only say what's in here and what's in here. And that is that I want to cure myself. I don't wish to die. I'm not frightened of dying. I've no fear of dying. I've just got a lot of living to do first. And a whole lot of loving to do, old baby. So, would you all please, anybody that's even slightly interested, give me a like and give it a share. And if you can help in any way, I have the land, and I have the knowledge, I have the heart and soul to put into it. I just don't have the time to mess around. I've waited and waited and waited, and I don't have much longer to wait or to be. And I want to be here for my children, and I'd like to see my grandchildren, and I'd like to hear the birds sing again, and hear the sea, and dip my toes in that dirty old water they call the sea, the ocean, and just enjoy life, what I have. And even if it doesn't work, I would die trying, literally. It's inevitable that we're all going to die, because that's just a fact. But it's when and how. I don't want to die in pain, and I'm not going to go to a hospital. I'm not going to be surrounded by strange people that that I don't know. So that's why I live where I live, so that I'm not surrounded by neighbours and people, everybody that wants to get into your business because they've got nothing else to do. I just want to live my life and help people and use myself as a guinea pig. I've always talked about it, but now it's time to put it into action. So, if you believe what I believe, Tesla was a genius. Einstein was a genius. Edison was a genius, a bit of a thief as well, but we won't go into that. And Royal Rife, people forget about him. Royal Rife. So please, back me up, give me a like, share it, because I'm running out of time. And if any of you, and I know nearly everybody in the world would have been touched by cancer one way or the other, whether it's relatives, close one to themselves, and if I can cure myself with what I believe 100% will work, then there's a cure for you. And I'm willing to stake my life on it. I am staking my life on it. And I'd like you to take a risk and join in it and give me a vote. Because even that goodwill, a nice word, doesn't hurt. Get up in the morning, smile at somebody, smile at everybody. I smile at people and people think, I'm after something, I'm going to mug them around the corner, or I fancy them, or they think, just damn me, I'm not smiling because I'm nice. And that's what we all need to be, is a little bit nicer, and a little bit more caring. And stop all this war, and all this mayhem, and this poison, this scaremongering, and this killing of innocent lives, It's not them, those that start the war are not those that suffer. Those sort of people are away in their bunkers or up to Nottingham when there's any trouble, in the middle of a fire. It's quite crazy to me. So it's not quite stable, because nobody in their right mind would go to somewhere that's having loads of forest fires. You wouldn't go into the fire and out of the frying pan into the fire. No. You know where you're going, you know what you're doing. If you don't, then you should be removed from power at least, You shouldn't be running a country. And if you are running a country, stand up for it. Get up and stand up for your rights. Because I'm doing that. And it's my right as a human to be able to live. And it's your right as human beings to be able to say that it's okay to live. And it's not okay to poison your neighbours and your friends and those that are passed on, those that are on their way. There is a way, and hopefully I'll find that way before I'm on my way. So that's pretty much all I can say at the moment. I'm taking this to the council tomorrow, and I'm handing it to them. Or I'm going to do a little protest outside, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and not everybody's the same, and I'm certainly not the same. So I don't want to be put in the same box, and I certainly don't want to live with the same sort of people. I want to live with my sort of people. And my sort of people visit for an hour and then clear off. No, my sort of people are my sort of people, or they're not. And there's not many of me, old school to the pound. We're a dying breed. Because today's population and nation haven't got a clue about the rest of the world before them. Not really. They only got what they're told at school. And if I was you, I'd wipe your memory and start again. Go and get a new memory card. So, I think that's it. I think that's about it. So, I don't know. I can't think of much else to say. Apart from, please vote for me. Or at least share it. Even if you think I'm a complete fruitcake, share it. And then somebody else might believe me, and might agree with me. There's millions and millions of people that think the same. The collective thought, the collective awareness that we need to put together. And someone's got to start somewhere. I don't want to be in a war. I don't want to be poisoned. I already am poisoned. And I certainly don't want to voluntarily go and get a load of poison put into me. If anyone's putting poison into me, it'll be me. I should be self-medicating. But I'm going to hopefully have a little healing area. And it'll only be small. And it's trial and error. So that's it. Again, for the second time, that is it. Please give it a like and a share. And let me know. The comments would be great as well, let me know what you believe. And it's never too late. Just, who's sorry now? I'm sorry that I couldn't do it years ago. Right at the end of my life, supposedly. And it's now within my grasp to have a little bit of land and a little bit of freedom to do what I believe is the right thing. And hopefully you'll believe it's the right thing. Love to everybody out there. All the love and luck in the world. And watch your space. Thank you.